How you like that?
Kindly state your name.
It's Thom and Jeff.
Well, I think these guys are pretty darn dope.
Check for sound.
What?
Notice they're high, so this will be a good show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, the Thom and Jeff radio network took a bit of a whooping. But we are on the air within the city confines of St. Louis, Missouri. No longer the powerhouse, no longer the Union Station. The mothership has deserted us.
But you know what? We have the power of the podcast is what it is. The power
do.
of the podcast. So that will not change us. Anybody who's listening, we appreciate you tuning in. And hopefully we're going to do a couple of these a week and just kind of stay in touch with everybody and do the show as normal, except for we don't have to worry about music. We don't have to worry about the fucking FCC.
You can do that?
Yeah, I think so. Try it and see what happens.
Fucking.
See?
Wow. That's liberating.
Butthole. Wait, I could say butthole before, right? You know what? It's very, very strange because I was just at mile 277 today, and people still have no idea what happened. Like, we were there one day, at the point one day, and the next day we were not. And unfortunately, that's the way it happens nowadays. But I feel we owe it to all the Thom and Jeff listeners to kind of tell everybody what happened. And I'll just go first just because it happened to me first. I came into work what was it, Wednesday, I guess it was?
It was a Wednesday, August 13th.
A couple of Wednesdays ago, and came into work like I normally do, sat down at my computer, fired it up, and literally probably 45 seconds later, my desk phone rang, and it was Patty in HR, and she said, "Hey, can you come see me?" I said, "Sure, no problem." Patty and I are cool. You know, a couple of weeks ago when Emmis got let go of, 3 people that had been here for many, many, many years, one of them like 20 years, one of them like 15 years, something like that. When Patty had to be the person in HR to do all the paperwork on people that get let go, especially the ones that have been here for a long time, I always, not always, I think I did it 3 times, sent her flowers. I had flowers delivered to her saying, "Hey, I know it sucks to be you today, just so you know. Somebody's thinking about you," that kind of thing, right? So I was walking down the stairs thinking, oh, maybe she wanted to talk to me about that because some people had just got let go. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No clue. And like halfway down the steps, I was like, this is odd.
You don't get a call from HR every day.
No, not at all. And normally it's, unless you're getting let go, she can tell you they're on the phone. Hey, stop looking at Brazzers.com. Or whatever.
Bangbus.com is not an official website of the company.
Is this really show prep? So I get downstairs and I start walking to her office and the door is closed. So I'm like, oh, maybe somebody's in there. And I poke my head in. Tommy, the boss, is in there. That's when I know I'm fucked. So I walk in and Tommy's sitting there and he says, "Have a seat." And he's got a very serious look on his face. And I just looked at him. I said, "You got to be fucking kidding me." And I didn't say it out of disrespect. I said it out of shock and surprise. 2 guys that for the last 6-7 years have been in the top 3, if not number 1, rated show that entire time. We're not getting fired. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
We have our roots here at the point.
Right, yeah, which didn't really matter, unfortunately. So I sit down, and he looks me right in the eyes, and he says, effective immediately, you're no longer an employee of Emmis Communications. And I took my glasses off, and I set them on Patty's desk, and I said again, "You got to be kidding me." And he said, "I'm really sorry. It's not anything you did or didn't do. It's budget cuts. We're going to put Donnie in your guys' time slot." And these were his words, not mine. "And we're going to put a rookie in from 10 to 2, which turned out to be Lux, obviously. And I just, from there, everything is kind of blurry because, you know, you start thinking about, my God, what am I going to do now? Oh, my God, is this really real? You know, and he was upset, you know, because it's not like he hated us. It's not like we did anything wrong or said anything on the air to get fired. You know, he was obviously upset about it. And he patted me on the knee and he said, "If there's anything I can do, I'm so sorry, Jeff. Jeff, I am so sorry." And then that's when Patty kind of stepped in and said, "Why don't you leave and I'll take care of this with Jeff." And then that's when all the paperwork starts and sign here and do this.
Initial that.
Right. And go get an empty box and get all your shit out of your office. You're done. But she's obviously awesome. And I just started walking around the building and saying goodbye to people. I said goodbye to Mr. Hewlett. Lux was already on from 10 to 2. Obviously, they knew what was going on, which is fine. There's nothing against those guys at all. Went into Mr. Jeff Allen at 97.1, said goodbye to him, said goodbye to Glover, and then, it's so fucked up.
It's surreal.
That you walk in at 10 o'clock in the morning, and literally by 10:30, I had my stuff in a bag, or in a box, in my car, and I was leaving, and Patty was standing there to take my parking card away from me as soon as I got out of the parking lot. After 6 years back at the point, after from 93 to 2000 or whatever it was, and it's a swift kick in the nuts.
I walked in on Wednesday thinking it was just a Wednesday, and I look at your desk, and it's completely wiped out, and I'm thinking, is he screwing with me? What? Oh, he's got his own office now.
Right, which wouldn't be surprising, right?
It wouldn't be surprising, and I kind of chuckled to myself, and 5 seconds behind me was Tommy the boss.
Behind you or on the phone? He just walked in the office?
He just followed me. I didn't see him, and he shut the office door, and I'm waiting for a smile or something. There is no smile, and it's like a punch in the gut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I likened it to a loss more than, like someone died.
Right.
Sort of thing, more than I was angry about it.
So what did he say to you? I mean, was it pretty much the same thing he said to me, or different words, or what?
I got to let you go, man. It was budget cuts. It's nothing you did or didn't do. You guys had a good run, and I'm sorry.
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Go see Patty.
Go see Patty. Here's the words you don't want to hear if you work for MS Communications. Can you go see Patty?
You know what's screwed up is I never saw the final email that was sent out about us.
Yeah, I didn't see it either until somebody forwarded it to me.
Yeah, well, I saw it just Googling our names.
Yeah.
It was like the third, someone from, it was like jradio.blogspot.
Flipnut.org. Yeah.
Actually had Tommy's email to everybody, and it said something to the effect of, Thom and Jeff are longtime employees of The Point. We wish them well in the next step of their next phase of their radio careers. And I'm saying to myself, is there a next phase?
What is that next phase? Does it involve a menu and me asking you if you'd like a booth or a four-top? That's what I want to know.
Come down to your local.
The only problem I had with that email, and it's nothing more than just something to joke about, but he said Thom and Jeff did a good job over the last however many years. And then when he started talking about our replacements, he said, Donnie has done a great job. I'm like, hey, fuck.
Hey, come on.
Seriously?
Hey.
Good job for us. Great job for him. Come on. And Donnie is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But
he's Fandango.
Oh, that's right. But, I mean, we did pretty fucking good, right? I mean, 6 years, either number one or number two.
I got nothing to hang my head low about or feel, bad about. But it still does suck not having a job.
Well, and I heard, and again, these are things that I hear because I've been in the building a lot since then because, working on 97.1, not filling in, but sitting in with Glover. And last Saturday I did Dr. Randy Tobler's show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
How'd that work out for
you? It was really difficult, but it was also really satisfying to be able to sit and talk politics for 2 hours, and then the other 2 hours was like more lifestyle stuff.
Did you go out to O'Fallon at all?
Huh?
Did you take phone calls?
Oh, yes. Yeah, thank God there was phone calls because I was like, Gaddafi, what?
He's on the loose.
Is he the guy with the curly hair and the dark tan? Is that him? Is that right?
If you see someone running with a bag.
Yeah. Thankfully that, Eric Robert, he was there running the board, and thankfully he's all into that stuff, so he helped me out a hell of a lot. But having said that, I've been in the building a lot more, and I heard that, you were just breaking down in the hallways.
I felt like somebody died.
Right.
Last time I felt that way was when my friend Phil died.
Yeah. And I started thinking about it. I was like, well, Tom's a lot more of an emotional guy than me, which you are.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking, this is the first time for you. This is the first time of this happening to you here. First time you're feeling these emotions and stuff. Emmis has gotten rid of me at least one other time. And I started thinking, okay, this is really hard for me to deal with, but I can't imagine for you since it was your first time.
Yeah, I had a good run, and I'm not going to, I'm thankful for everything that, I've done and they let me do up to this point. But yeah, it was, And
Favaz said you were just about bawling when you hugged him, I guess, in the hallway or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was. I'm not lying to you. I was a little bit emotional.
Well, sure, and I was too. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I was like, oh yeah, whatever. But I saved it until I got in the car.
A lot of people think that it's anger. At least people that I've run into, and it's been at least 2,
right,
that actually listen to the show.
Right.
So thanks, appreciate it. But
how are your parents?
They're doing good. Thank you. What the hell was I saying? People, they think, man, that's just crap, man. The point
Right.
just don't dog the radio station.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the same.
I like the fact that there was a Facebook page that was put together that says we demand Thom and Jeff back, and there's like 3,000 people that are on it now or like it or whatever it's called on Facebook. And that's awesome, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of Tom's heart. It's so very cool. Unfortunately, I don't care if there's 1 million people on there. It's not going to bring us back, unfortunately, because it's a dollars and cents thing is what it is. I mean, we were making X amount from 2 to 7, and now the people that are there are making less than that. And it doesn't mean they're less talented than us. That means they're making less than that, which means there's less taken out of the bottom line. And that's what sucks about radio. Yeah. And 3 years ago when we signed our 3-year contract, and every year when it renewed, we got X amount of a step up salary-wise. Mm-hmm. How many times did we say, this really sucks because now we got a target on our back? After you start making a certain amount of money, people are going to go,
hey.
Somebody that's counting beans in Indianapolis, Indiana, that doesn't know Thom and Jeff, doesn't know how popular the show is just going to look at salary and go, well, let's see, if we subtract this amount from the bottom line, we're going to save this much. And we can just put somebody in there to play music. That's not going to be a problem. And that's what sucks.
They look at it like we look at when we read the news about radio around the country.
Yeah.
Tim and Blowhard were let go from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Right, yeah.
And we go, the Tim and Blowhard show is no longer. We kind of make fun of it a little bit. But
and then, you do.
Someone made fun of us somewhere in the country.
Right.
Oh, no, Thom and Jeff? They're not doing afternoons?
Not that Thom guy with an H. No, come on. Yeah, and, it was All Access Radio or one of those websites. I saw the headline, and all it said was Thom and Jeff exit afternoons on KPNT. That's what you get on your gravestone after however many years we were back doing it. That's what you get is, we exited. How's Thom and Jeff doing? Oh, they exited.
They're beginning the next phase of their radio careers.
Right, which is podcasting. All right.
Come on, boy.
All right, so details would be this. We're going to try to do a couple of podcasts a week. If you're listening to this, you probably already know this, but if somebody sent this to you, we have a website which is being built over the days by Gadget Boy out of the kindness of his heart.
He can do that sort of thing, build a website?
Yeah. It's mythomandjeff.com, and that's Tom with an H, obviously. If you're a fan of the show, then you already know that. But mythomandjeff.com is where you're going to be able to find our podcasts every week, and also up on iTunes as well. There's going to be a Thom and Jeff channel there, and from what I understand with iTunes, which is very little, from what I understand is if you subscribe to our iTunes channel, every time we put a podcast up there, it downloads to your device. That could be completely wrong, but that's what I thought. So, you ready to do the big show?
There's a show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we talk about your computer, though?
That thing, a pain in the ass thing.
Right. So here's the thing. I got a hold of Thom not too long ago and said, hey, what do you think of podcast? Let's do a podcast. And you said, I'm in. Let's do it.
Let's go.
So I contacted Gadget Boy and said, hey, if we did this, can you do this? And he said, absolutely, I'll take care of it, no problem. And I know that the only computer that you had was a work computer, so you decided to go buy a computer.
Yeah, and I thought it was a nice little fancy, sleek black Dell,
Is that the size of that? That's a notebook? Is that what they're called?
No, that's an actual laptop.
Well, I understand that, but I think the smaller ones might be called notebooks, but I don't know for sure. But anyway,
I don't know.
You bought a laptop.
I bought a laptop, and then I went and bought the service for the thing, and I'm thinking all you got to do is plug it in and
the wireless card thing, right? Yeah.
You plug it in and go. Have a nice day.
And how many days ago was this?
I started this process on Saturday, and we're doing this at Tuesday night.
How you liking the internet on that so far?
There has not been one boob on that screen.
There
has not been one boob on it, but I've talked to Roy, who sounded like this. Hello, this is Roy.
Hello, my name is Roy.
Said, yeah, Roy, we got a problem over here in St. Louis. So We're going to try to troubleshoot. Okay, we're troubleshooting now, Roy.
Right. Is that Indian for fix my fucking computer?
I think so, but it's still not fixed. It's still, and I've spent the better part of the whole day today just running around from place to place trying to fix the damn thing.
See, and this is amazing to me that there's two places that you should go, in theory, and one of those two places should be able to get you online. Either the place where you bought the computer or the place where you bought the wireless card.
It's not the wireless card, it's the computer. There's something wrong with the computer.
But you know what I'm saying, though. If for a living I sell computers, I should be able to troubleshoot whatever's going on with the computer that I just sold you.
And then I'm calling, people over here, and I think to myself, oh, that's right, I don't work there anymore.
Right.
I'm just some bozo calling.
But, I mean, come on. I mean, you know people here well enough to be able to call them and at least say, hey, this is what's going on. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know?
I still felt kind of weird going up.
But obviously it didn't work because it's still not working, right?
It's still not working.
So what's the next step from here? What do you got to do from here?
I got to go pay. I think I got to go pay somebody to just go. Here's whatever. What, $50? Is that good? Just to get me going?
You mean like somebody that works here? Is that what you mean?
Or someone who works here, or someone.
What about Gadget Boy?
There's a good.
I mean, he doesn't really care for you, as you know, as most people. That's the feeling pretty much universally.
So even when I'm unemployed, I'm unlikable.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it just makes you even more By the way, I haven't even thought about that. Since you have not had an income, how has Mitch been taking it? Is it just is it a thing where
it's funny that
does he still play second knuckle with you or not?
It's called Bury It Deep. You know better than that.
I like that movie though. All right, so you want to move on to some material here?
Turn on a blinker.
All right, so since you are currently not on the internet, I just, grabbed a bunch of stories and threw them to you, so we'll see how this goes. 8 most dangerous things you do while driving, and I want to impress upon everybody listening right now that smoking weed and then driving, not on the list, and there's 8 of them here. Talking on the cell phone, obviously, that came in at number 8, and it gives deaths per year. 1,000 deaths per year are attributed to talking on a cell phone. Obviously, everybody has done that, right?
I love number 7.
Number 7.
Turning left.
You just can't turn left. Or 2,400 deaths are attributed a year to just turning left.
Do I go ahead and take a left up here?
Here's what it says. Here's another thing Brown can do for you. UPS drivers are encouraged to plot routes of right turns only because waiting at left turns waste time. There's also much more dangerous, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Statistics-wise, 319 fatal accidents occurred while turning right, 800 when passing another vehicle, and 549 when stopped in traffic. So you just can't turn left.
No left for you. Or that could be the last thing coming out of your mouth.
That's true. Number 6, texting while driving. Almost 4,000 deaths per year. We've seen enough PSAs to know that you're not really supposed to text while driving. 20% of American adults admit to sending text while behind the wheel. I mean, shit, I've admitted before to downloading songs, just doing emails, all that stuff. The only time I don't text while driving is when my kids are in the car, so they don't see me doing it. That's pretty good parenting, right? That's
good for you. Sitting in the passenger seat comes in at number 5. Just from being a passenger alone, 5,100 people have died.
And it's a pretty
shotgun.
It's pretty interesting if you read what it says here. Front passenger seat is most dangerous in the car. You're safer in the driver's seat, partly because as the driver you have the natural instinct because you see stuff coming. But you sit in the back seat, 25% less likely to die. I actually know at least one person just off the top of my head that died in a car accident, and they were the passenger. It was in a cab, unfortunately. Driving while drowsy is number 4, 5,235 deaths per year. That kind of speaks for itself. Drinking and driving comes in at only number 3, 10,200 deaths per year. Under the influence accounts for nearly a third of all traffic deaths. This was interesting. Men are more than twice as likely to die in alcohol-related incidents than women. Simple rule of thumb, if you have to ask yourself whether you're too drunk to drive, you probably are. I think anybody who's over the age of 21 has had drinks and driven when they shouldn't. You know what I mean? It's just how...
Buzz driving is drunk driving. Did you know that?
That should be a PSA.
It should
Some
be.
sort of commercial.
Send it right up the line.
Thing. Number 2 is not buckling up. Kind of, again, 15% of Americans haven't gotten the message. 31,000 Americans die in traffic accidents every year. 12,000 of those are from not buckling up. We both know a young lady who's alive, but maybe shouldn't be. I don't know if you remember Ashley from years ago driving in the Jeep. She had a rollover accident. She wasn't buckled, and I believe from the chest down, she's been paralyzed ever since. Saw her on the news just maybe a month or so ago. Somebody was going to do a story on her.
Do you remember if you had a job when you saw that?
Let's see if this was a couple of months ago. Then I would say yes. Yeah. So this was pre-unemployment. Yes. So she was not being treated right by a company or something because she was in a wheelchair. But anyway, and number 1, driving while being a male.
21,865 people.
That just basically comes down to guys die in or get in more accidents than females. So doesn't that piss you off since you had the operation, since you became
you know what this feels
a male?
How about this? Fuck off. It's kind of liberating when you do that.
This is why God had us fired, so we can do podcasts, and every time I say you're gay, you can tell me.
Fuck off.
Yeah, see? Doesn't that feel good?
It feels good.
That feels really good. So what did we decide? We're going to do an hour, right?
Well,
we're going to do an hour?
We're just going to go
until we're done?
Until we're
Let's
done.
See. Can I get a time check? I'll do a time check. It feels like it's been 4 hours already.
How long we been going?
Oh, it's been locked. I'm sorry, the computer's locked, so I don't know.
Are we even recording this?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Do you know Drew's password?
I do not know Drew's password.
Oh, no.
Can you believe that Football Sunday, the first Football Sunday is
2 weeks?
3
weeks?
No. It'll be a week from Sunday. So today's Tuesday night.
So a week and a half?
Yeah.
See, this is why you got fired. You can't do freaking math.
There is.
What's wrong
I forgot
with you?
to carry the 2.
Yeah, see there. Bears and Rams game obviously got canceled because of the whole strike thing.
And then the show got canceled.
Right. So you know what? We didn't get fired. We're having a work stoppage.
Is that what we're doing?
Is that what it is?
The reason why I bring it up is because DB's in Soulard has TVs all over the place with the Direct TV. And if you've never been to DB's before, right across from the farmer's market, and the wait staff wear pretty much nothing but underwear.
Whoa. I'm in.
That's what I'm saying. Great prices. They got a great kitchen, and pretty much any game you want to watch, they'll take care of you. I mean, different people come in and out as far as fan groups, but you can pretty much have a good Sunday if you go over to DB's in Soulard.
Now, it's not one of those places that's like, okay, all the Minnesota Viking fans come here, or all the Bears fans come here.
It's a smattering of people. I remember seeing a couple Dolphins, a couple Jaguars.
They have Dolphins there?
No, jerseys.
Oh. I was going to say, how cool is that?
And then the hot chicks get in with the Dolphins at DB's.
How cool! And then they start giving them some fin.
That costs really an extra $3. Right, exactly. And that was you making the sound effect, by the way.
Right.
So if you want to watch football, whether it be college football or the NFL ticket, you can find it over at DB's in Soulard. And they stepped up and said, hey, we'll help you guys out with the podcast. So thanks to Corey and all the people over at DB's.
Is that still recording even though it went like that?
Should be.
Okay.
That's Drew.
That's Drew, but he can't talk on our podcast because he's still employed by Emmis.
Yeah.
In that case, call me Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill. So is it still? So if it locks, it's still recording.
Yeah,
okay.
and you can just move the mouse every 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll sit here like this.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have our intern do this. Can you get the intern in here?
Will that ruin your concentration?
Where's the intern?
We don't have one.
Oh, but
we don't even have a fucking show.
Oh. Drew, you should get fired to do podcasts like us. It's very liberating to be able to say, cunt! All right, so speaking of...
butt sex.
Butt sex. Ready for this? Have you... And you were married to a stripper for, what, 4 months? No, a year and a half?
Almost a year and
Almost a year and a half. Butt sex, I've been on... I have gone on record before as saying that I'm not a fan. I tried it once, and I couldn't even keep erect when I was looking at the old starfish. I couldn't do it.
It's hard to remain Stifler.
Right. And I really liked the guy, too.
Barry, I think, was his name.
It was. But that was his screen name. I don't know what his real name was. But I started thinking about today, and I haven't seen this couple in a long time. But have you ever found out something about a friend of yours, a couple's friend or just a single friend, that just kind of ruined not their image, but the way you look at them? Like there's this guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but I kind of grew up with him. And you remember when I used to play softball a lot. Mm. And I got on this team that did a national tournament once a year out of town. It was Chicago one year, Vegas one year, Louisville one year, and he was on this team. And I think it was the Chicago trip. We were, in the evening, we went out to some bar and we were drinking, and there was like 3 or 4 of us sitting at this table, and this guy was there, and the subject of butt sex came up. And I just kind of said, oh, yeah, that's not for me. I just can't do it. I'm just not a fan. And a couple of the people at the table were the same as me. A couple of people said, oh, yeah, it's great. And this guy proceeded to tell me how him and his wife.
Was the wife sitting right next to him?
No, there was no. Oh, okay. There was no spouses at all. Sorry, no spouses at all. Just guys. And he started to tell me how he and his wife have done butt sex a lot, basically since day one. It's one time in the vag, one time in the butt.
Oh.
I mean, not in the same. I'm saying like the next time they have sex, it'll be butt sex. And then the next time they have sex, it'll be vag sex. That kind of thing. No ATM or no ATV.
You won't be putting popsicle sticks where they should.
No, and I was just like, oh my God, your lovely little wife. And I'm not going to say her name, but he was like, yeah, man, she loves it in the butt. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. This woman is
kind of ruins the Saturday or Sunday you see them.
Yeah, and then a couple years later they got a couple of kids, so obviously they don't always do it in the butt. But it just you can't be a mom and take it in the ass too, can you?
Sure you can.
No, you can you?
Does everyone got their go-gurts? Because Mama's going to go stick something in her ass.
Here's Blue's Clues. Mommy's going to go hit the brown eye.
The second you leave the door, little Billy, Mama's shoving something up her ass.
I mean, and this girl is like one of those like quiet and sweet and innocent and, or at least outside the bedroom. Little did I know, she's getting her shit sleeve crammed. Anything? I mean, know anybody?
Back when I was doing... involved with the Catholic Church and doing retreats and stuff like that.
Which is a shocker every time you say that.
I know.
But, I mean, it's not like you chose to.
No, I was something that I did and then didn't do anymore.
Right.
Nonetheless, this sweet, innocent young woman said that she's still a virgin. She still maintained her virginity while taking it in the ass for the last 3.5 years with her boyfriend.
I could almost see if you just did handies or BJs saying, oh, yeah, I'm still a virgin, because technically you are. But once you've had it in your butt, you're a sailor or something. You know what I mean?
I believe there's something. You get something in the mail.
Yeah, it says, congratulations on all the butt sex. Here's your card.
You get a card along with some sort of sticker to put on the back of the SUV. Just let everyone in the neighborhood know.
You get some sort of anal nickname, too. Here, you're starfish. You're chocolate starfish.
Spitting peanuts 4.
But do you? I mean, are you a fan? Are you not a fan? I mean,
no. I mean, you just don't go racing off.
But you've done it and you've enjoyed it. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And I don't mean just receiving. Have you done it?
No,
Have
I've
you
never
put yours in people's
no,
butt?
I've never received. I never received
Since you got fired.
No.
So you haven't since you got fired. Back when you had a job, yes, but not.
No, never went unemployed. You got to pull your socks all the way up.
Have you filed for unemployment?
I got the card. I haven't.
There's a card?
Yeah, they.
Maybe I did it wrong then. I don't have a card.
They send you a card.
Uh-oh. I must have done it wrong.
Says, you know what? I almost brought that folder with me. I don't have it with me.
I just went on the internet and filled the thing out and hit send. But
did I. And then they send you a debit card, and that's how you receive. Or you can go through your.
Oh, I did. I just did automatic deposit. You did the debit card thing.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Well, although I haven't. They sent me the card. I haven't. Filled the thing out yet. I just look at it, and I look at it as I can't believe I'm doing this.
I know. Every time I think about it, I just see Tommy the boss's face going, as of now, immediately now, grab your shit.
Are no longer here with us.
I have something to tell you, Jeff, the employee, says Tommy the boss, and I would like you to drop your pants and bend over and grab your ankles before I let you in on the news that I have to tell you for your fucking Wednesday.
Are you going to Point Fest?
I wasn't planning on it, are you?
I don't think so.
It was funny because a couple of days ago, somebody who's a friend of mine but doesn't really listen to the radio to the point sent me a text. Hey, could you get me some tickets to see The Urge? And I was like, no, I don't think so.
Don't work there anymore, there, Chief.
Yeah,
thanks for being my friend. Though.
Appreciate you listening and knowing everything about me right now because it's about me right now. I can't believe you went on the float trip. How was that?
It was fun.
Yeah,
from what I remember.
Right. Well, so it was fun.
It was a good time, and all the guys. It's pretty much story of the year divided into two.
Right.
Two separate but equal bands.
Yeah.
The Fuck Off and Dies. And,
right.
Greek Fire.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
I know. I've seen Greek Fire a handful of times, but I've never seen the Fuck Off and Dies.
Oh, I mean, it's a whole production.
Yeah.
And the crowd response was something else. I was expecting at least, two people to come up to me and say,
"Hey, look at you!
They finally fired your fucking ass."
Right. But nobody said that?
No one. There was not one bit of hatred on that campground out there, so that worked out pretty good.
Was there some, hey, sorry to see you go, and we really liked you, and things like that?
Yeah, like I said, I hit it early and often.
Right.
So I was, I pretty much hit the ground running.
Did you get any sympathy blowjobs or anything like that, or give any sympathy blowjobs?
Actually, I went and rubbed one out with some poison sumac.
Oh, nice.
Because I just like the feel.
Sure. The bumpy.
The bumpy feel.
It's ribbed for your pleasure.
When those pustules finally burst all over your
all right, moving on.
Sore shaft.
Moving on. You want to go to Kim Kardashian?
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I never actually saw the whole video. I saw bits of it on the internet, but I'd never buy it. But obviously, Kim Kardashian first became known to everybody because she had a sex tape. She was doing, what's the guy, Ray J, this dude, and he videotaped it. And then obviously after they broke up, he marketed the thing, and I think it's one of the best-selling celebrity sex tapes of all time, right? I'd imagine Pam Anderson's is probably
Tommy.
still number one.
Yeah.
Did you saw that, right? Because
Yeah.
we got copies of it because we interviewed the guy, right?
Yeah.
That one, the Pam Anderson one, not that I've seen a whole bunch of these, but the Pam Anderson one, there was so much of just Tommy's cock and balls. I was like, why am I watching this?
And
okay, he can honk the horn with the boat with the thing. Great, fantastic.
Baby, 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 baby.
Oh, baby, I'm gonna.
Oh,
baby, I'm gonna.
Oh,
baby.
baby,
Oh,
baby.
baby. Oh, that's so.
Baby.
Oh, baby. Shut up. Shut up and suck that thing. So anyway, the Kim Kardashian one, I saw some stills. But anyway, story that comes out today on Tuesday is that there's a buyer that's hired a lawyer in Tennessee. They sent the letter off to Vivid Entertainment, I guess, who owns the rights to the thing. And it says in part that they want to acquire all the rights to the Vivid Video Kim Kardashian sex tape. And what they want to do is they want to purchase all the raw, unused footage, and they want to try to get all copies of the video off the market.
So they're just going to buy them all.
Okay,
at $30 a piece.
But you could have a gazillion dollars, but you'd never completely get rid of them.
Yeah, you'd have to be pretty naive to think that you could pull such a task off.
I mean, first of all, there's places on the internet where you can go watch it. You don't need the DVD, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, unless you're a collector.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if somebody's trying to rid all copies off the face of the earth, which is what that story is saying, I mean, there's mom and pop video stores that still have the porno section that bought a handful of copies and are renting it out. How are you going to find all those copies?
Walking into place, there was a lot of them in Southern Illinois, mom and pop rental places where you'd walk in and then you'd see the little white door in the back.
Oh yeah,
and then you'd have to ask for the key to get in the back room to get to where Granny takes it in the
keister. And we're right back to butt sex. There was a place on.
Put your yams here, Grandma.
Is it Chippewa or Shodo off of Arsenal? You're coming up Arsenal towards 40, and you take a left on. I think it was Chippewa, and there was a little mom and pop place there. I don't know if it's still there or not, but when I lived in South City, that's where my go-to place was. If I had 4 hours to myself in the house, I'd run up there real quick and rent something. Or you know what? Is save your money, go into the room with all the porn and just look at all the pictures and then just go home and start spanking it.
You never want to start spanking it right there in front of them.
No, because normally there's going to be a camera.
It's going to be a whole mess.
There's uncomfortableness. They try to take your membership away.
The quarters get sticky.
Who do you think, honestly, though, sends Pam Anderson? Well, first of all, when Pam Anderson's video first came out, you would think that every celebrity would have learned from that and don't videotape fucking, right?
You'd think.
But obviously, people haven't learned their lesson. Who do you think would be ready for the next? Oh crap! My sex tape is out there, like not on purpose, kind of
deliberate.
Yeah, well, not even deliberate. But who do you think is videotaping themselves having sex right now that we might see someday?
Brooke Mueller.
That's Charlie Sheen's ex-wife, right? God, that's actually a good call because they're back together, right?
Yeah. You know something happened there. I first thought of Miley Cyrus, but she's a little too young for that now.
Yeah.
She's got to wait till she's in her mid-30s.
But she probably has some shit in her phone that we would really like to see. You know
Miley
what I mean?
does?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, and she's 15, so this will probably get me in trouble, but have you seen pictures of
Are you
Lourdes?
Who?
Lourdes.
Oh, Madonna's kid?
Yeah, Lourdes
No.
Leone. Oh, my God. Dude, she is going to be hotter than her mom ever was. If I did the math right, I think she's only 15. But it was on TMZ or Egotastic, one of the two. She's in a bikini, walking around on the beach of France or something. Wow, check her out in 3 years. In 3 years, of course.
3 years.
Because if I said now, check her out, it'd be creepy.
Yeah.
As opposed to anything else I've ever said. Yeah, but she's going to be just like her mom. And here's another one.
Hairy arms and all?
Yeah. Here's another one, and she is 18 or older. I think she might be 19. Kurt Cobain's kid. What was her name? Frances Bean. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Did you see the spread that she did recently? I wish I had the
spread?
Oh, well, no, it was a series of photos. She is tatted up and down, both arms, front, back, everything. And she did like some artistic photos. She's not showing anything, but she's showing everything except for the good parts. And she's turning out to be a knockout. So those two. Maybe we can get the two of them together in 3 years.
Imagine the mess that is.
Both of them, I'm sure, right?
I mean, just a mess.
Yeah.
There's serious baggage.
And I want to say Frances is either 18 or 19, Kurt Cobain's kid, with Courtney Love. And, I mean, she's smoking cigarettes, and she's, she looks like her mom back when her mom was still pretty good-looking and before she got all screwed up and everything.
Yeah.
So just Google Frances Bean photo shoot, and you'll see that. So. And
also don't forget to go to mytomandjeff.com for all your latest Tom and Jeff news.
Well, we're going to have links there and stuff. Here, let's pull it up on your computer.
I wish I could use the damn thing.
Oh, no. Here's other news that I found that as a TV show that I've never watched, but we have talked about several times, but I've never watched, which is Dancing with the Stars. They sent out the list of the latest celebrities. They're going to be on Dancing with the Stars. And the list is pretty good. Hope Solo.
Hope Solo, friend of the Tom and Jeff. Oh,
I don't know if we can say the Tom and Jeff show anymore. But yeah, she was, she came in on the show a couple of times and
very attractive and nice.
She was the goalie for the World Cup winning. I don't know.
No,
they didn't.
Bring that one.
So
they were supposed to.
Yeah. So she's going to be there. Hope Solo, China Phillips, Ron Artest. I don't know if he still does. He's a basketball player, but does he still play? Do we know?
Yes.
I think he does. Yeah, he does. Right. Chaz Bono.
Oh, nice.
Now, is Chaz going to be with a female partner or a male partner? I'm assuming female partner because he's got the Schwans, right? Now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think they gave him a cocktail weenie or
right.
something.
Elizabeth Canales. I don't know who that is. Elisabetta Canales. I don't know who that is. J.R. Martinez.
She could be like a CSI or a.
I don't know.
Or one of those.
J.R. Martinez. Do you know who that is?
Don't know who that is.
David Arquette.
No. What?
David Arquette, yeah. Christine Cavallari.
Former.
She's married to Jay Cutler, right?
Formerly engaged.
Oh, no. All the way gay Jay? Is that what the nickname is?
Mm-mm.
The JJ Cutler.
No, it's all the
That's
way
what
Jay.
it is. No.
Number 6.
Ricky Lake.
Ooh, I wonder what she looks like.
She doesn't look so good anymore. She's put some of the weight back on. I mean, she looks fine, but from Hollywood standards, there's what website did I get this off of? Whatever website it was, but she did if you do YouTube Ricky Lake Dance with the Stars, she made some sort of video announcing to her people that she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. And since she's a little heavy, she said she's going to channel Kirstie Alley.
Nice.
Kirstie Alley did so well when she was on there, I guess. I don't know. And the person I saved best for last, I don't know if I want her to stay on this so I can hate her more, or would it be better for her to get knocked out in the first round? A friend of the program, Nancy Grace, is going to be on there. And if you see her smug face standing next to Ricky Lake, at the little announcement party, I just want to punch her right in the vagina.
I can't stand her. There is not a person on this planet that I would rather punch right in the cunt. Boy, that is such a foul word.
Oh, it is. It got me fired.
Such
as
a
you know.
Foul.
Yeah, it is.
Foul
word.
You
know what it is? And
can we even say, we can't say that, can't we?
What?
We can say that?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just that k sound. It's that k sound.
And
it's so hard, it's k.
I once let that word out on a golf course, and it was crowded, and people I felt like the entire world was looking at me.
Because you said it out loud?
How dare you say that?
Was it around a bunch of women and children?
There were a couple of women in earshot, yeah.
But no kids, right?
No children or anything like that. But I shouldn't have said it. I wasn't aware of. I was aware of my surroundings. I was caught up in my anger and just kind of let it out there. I went, "Oops,
right,
sorry."
Well, and it's for two guys that have potty mouths like you and I. It's even one of those words that here on a podcast, as opposed to the FCC regulated airwaves of over-the-air radio, it's still weird to say.
Yeah,
it's odd. I got fired once for indirectly calling my boss a dumb C word or a stupid C word. She happened to be tapping into my phone at the time.
Oops. Came
out and said, "I disagree with you. Please gather your things and go home."
So you've been through this. You've been through this whole thing.
This is what I'm saying. How many times have I been let go just by Emmis? At least twice. And really 3 times, technically, because when Emmis bought the Point, there was one. And then I was over on Red, and they sold Red's the frequency 104.1.
Yeah.
And so they let the entire staff go.
So there's 2.
And then this time is 3.
That's 3, yeah.
That time I technically was never off the payroll because as soon as
it happened.
The HR lady, Patty, was like, we sold the frequency. Here, you have to sign these papers. Go see Tommy Mattern. And here, sign this here. And you got to go see Tommy Mattern. Because if you remember, I'm sure you do, because you were on the Point right next door to me. Stern decides to leave terrestrial radio. He comes into the Red studio and says, "Hey, I'm thinking about putting you and Tom back together and doing mornings. What do you think?" And I was like, this station's really going to be something. And I was comfortably doing 2 to 6 or whatever it was, and I was getting paid pretty decently, and I'm going to pass. And he looked at me and said, "Hey man, I don't blame you, man. Morning radio plus following Howard Stern, I wouldn't want to do it either, but I thought I would ask." And literally 2 days later, I'm at home getting ready to come to work. Tony Colombo calls me and says, "Hey, you need to get in here. We're having a meeting." I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit." He goes, No, get here now." And I pull in and I park. And this is over in the annex. Everybody that worked at Red was standing outside the building, and I walked up, and I'm like,
"What's going on?
What's going on?" And then these salespeople are crying, and they're like, "Oh my God, you haven't heard!" And I thought somebody died. Honestly, I thought somebody died, which is ironic because that's you said is the feeling. And I was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And there's a salesperson that's still here today, but she left and came back, and she said they sold the frequency, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me! You got to be kidding me. I just told Matter and I don't want to work for him 2 days ago." So I go in the building and Rick Bayless says, "Hey, you're a good egg." That's his term that he uses. "You're a good egg, but we just don't have anything for you." It's like, okay, appreciate it. Everybody likes you, but we just don't have anything. Goes to the next room to see.
Unlike Tom.
Right. And so I go in and sit down with Patty. She starts doing paperwork. She goes, "Tommy wants to see you. Here, if you could sign this. Go see Tommy. Here, sign this." She's kind of saying it under her breath. So I walk across to his office here, and I poke my head in, and he goes, "What now, motherfucker?"
"What do you want now?"
"Yeah, you want to work for me now?" And I said, "Yes, okay, please, for me."
"Where do I sign
now?" And I don't think I was technically ever off the payroll, but I would say 3 times.
That counts.
Yeah.
That counts.
But it never feels good.
No, you never want that to happen to anybody.
Not at all. So, well, there's a couple people. Nancy Grace.
Me.
Nancy Grace.
And
yeah.
Nancy Grace.
Yeah, you and Nancy Grace. I think it's. So I got you fired, or not? I didn't get you fired, but I got that and checked that off of my list
Of things
Yeah.
accomplished in
but
your life.
if you hate Nancy Grace, what do you want from her? Do you want her to get knocked out in the first round right away?
Yes, because not that she doesn't already promote herself enough. I mean, with the books and the babies, and I'm surprised I even know that much.
Right.
And whatever the hell else happens in her life, that, people call up and say, "Oh, Nancy, how are the twins or the kids?"
Oh, you got to start showing more pictures of those babies.
Oh, thank you, dear.
With her little sausage fingers.
Her little, and she's gets those fake Frenchy manicure things.
Right, yeah.
And you can tell that they're fake too. You little.
Go ahead, you can say it. Just don't say the C word.
Her fiance was a victim of a brutal crime.
Right.
And he was thankful when it happened,
Right.
saying, "I've always wanted to be mugged and stabbed versus going out with Nancy."
Which was worse, having intercourse with her or getting mugged and stabbed?
Please kill me now.
Your call's next. I don't know if you're still into the porn industry as far as like watching porn. I know last time we talked about this, you were like, it's not like it used to be.
It's not the way it used to be.
But
I mean, well, like I said, my computer, when I get the thing to work,
I fully expect that to have all kinds of viruses within a month of you actually getting online.
No, because I'm probably going to, once I get it, people look, of course, of where you've been when they're fixing your computer.
Sure.
I don't want everyone to, be privy to my free porn
Oh,
site.
I mean, you're a 40-something-year-old male in America. If there's not some porn on there, then there's something wrong.
It's a 42.
Oh, 42. Well, I said 40-something.
Yeah, but the 40-something refers...
You could think 45,
you
46,
could think older,
47.
but
Right.
I want to hold on
42.
to that, too.
42 and without a job. 44 without a job.
With no discernible skills,
Right.
really.
Would you like a booth?
There's nothing wrong with waiting tables. But
Absolutely nothing wrong.
But that's the only other thing I know how to do.
Right. Well, and you can't really be a male prostitute, I mean, sure, there's several bars in the Soulard area where you can make a couple, $2-3.
But full-time is just out of the question.
It's just really...
I mean, you really can't. The schedule is so rushed.
It is. And you never know when you're going to be making money. So here's the reason why I bring up the whole porn thing. There's another one of these HIV scares, and I call it a scare, but I think it's more than a scare because there is a performer in the porn industry that has tested positive for HIV. Is that just a scare? Not for that person necessarily.
There's got to, you see the story once every 5 to 7 years.
Right.
Yeah,
and apparently, and you would know more about this, but talk about, I think it's every 30 days they get tested if you're in the industry, and I'm assuming you got to carry some kind of paperwork around?
What's her effing name? If I showed you who ran the...
I know exactly who it is.
Hey, come on, it's okay. It's just a podcast. You come on in, Johnny.
I know who you're talking about. I can see her face, and I can see her pussy.
Did you hear we got fired?
Yeah, we got fired.
We got fired.
Like 2 weeks ago. So we're doing podcasts now. Isn't that exciting? There's a cleaning company hiring? I'll fucking vacuum my ass off. I'll change the bags,
They got
whatever.
good benefits over there?
No. Will you put in a good word for us? All right.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, man.
Ridgewood and Chippewa.
Ridgewood and Chippewa. I know where that is.
I got it done for you.
Got it?
Ridgewood
Okay,
and Chippewa.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude. But I think it's like every 30 days, something like that. You get tested, right?
A former porn star runs the clinic in Los Angeles.
The last couple of years of her career, she had short hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And she, Sharon Mitchell is her name.
There you go. Nice.
And she was one of those porn stars that not really hot, but had that dirtiness to her. That
Yeah,
made her
she
hot.
made up for her looks. Not that she was ugly, but she wasn't Ginger Lynn or Amber Lynn.
No.
But she made up for it in effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Dirty girl, go up to your room and wait for your father to get home.
So she counsels them as well, and is pretty much pro porn, but pro porn
In a
done
safe way.
In a safe way,
Right.
yeah.
As safe as it can be when you're dumping your load on somebody's chin.
And I would say that I would think that it would be more clean or safe to sleep with the porn star than it is just to go out to down the street here and go over and say, hey, Susie, you want to come home with me?
Right, and play Does It Fit?
I bet you get stuff from Susie before you would get stuff from the porn star.
See, and it's such a great debate to have, because I was having this conversation with a couple of people before I came down here to do this evening, and over drinks, and we all started talking about it, and everybody has a different opinion. One person says, absolutely, I would rather be with a girl that has been with, say, 120 guys, but gets tested every 30 days, than just pick up Susie at the end of the bar. You don't know how many people she's been with. You don't know what's going on down there. And this is obviously, we're talking about unprotected sex.
Right.
Yeah. So I go back and forth on it.
You don't know if it's a can of chicken or a foul fungus growing.
You don't know if the can of tuna is out of date, is what you're saying. I don't know. I go back and forth on it because in my mind, I would try to justify it by saying, oh, well, some girl that's been with 125 guys, unprotected-wise, isn't just going to be sitting at some bar in St. Louis. That's what happens over on the West Coast or the East Coast.
Right.
Or down south. Not in the Midwest.
Doesn't happen around here.
No, it's not. There's not big old whores around here. She may have had, if she's 25, 30 years old, she may have had one or two partners unprotected sex-wise. But other than that, if she's been with like 8 guys, the other 6 or 7, the other 5 or 6, she's been. That's what I try to justify in my head, and maybe not.
Yeah, because you never know what the guy in the shiny shirt has.
Right. He may have only been with 2 girls, but the one girl that he was with before Susie at the end of the bar might have been the biggest slut in South County.
Next thing you know, you're just not even applying salve, but they give you a little popper with the salve.
There's a popper?
There's a little, like a needle, and you go ahead and you pop your pustules, and then you put your salve over the pus.
May I ask how you know this?
I don't. I just made it up.
Oh, you just made it up?
Yeah, I sold it pretty good, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I thought that was pretty good. So, all right. So I guess we're almost at an hour here, and that's kind of what we were looking at, right?
Yeah.
So
that was an hour, really?
Well, it's at like 50. We're at like 52 minutes. So I mean, we can keep going if you want to.
Nah.
You want to try to get some porn on your?
I don't know what
really.
the hell I'm going to do with this thing.
If there's anybody that's listening to this that can take a Dell laptop computer, with a wireless company's wireless card and make the two of them
mesh, I'd appreciate it.
And so we could get some email and possibly some porn on there.
I'm trying.
The next show might be better. You never know. Or the next podcast might be better. Who knows? DBs, want to hit them one more time?
Yeah, DBs. It is pretty much a good time 7 days a week around there. Although I know they have been closed on Sundays, but once football hits, it's full-blown balls-to-the-wall party at DBs.
Now, is that something they do every summer? They close for the summer, and then when football comes around,
and then they kick it back up again.
I'm assuming it's one of those places that has the NFL package. And
yeah, they got everything that you could possibly want.
So if you're a displaced Seattle native and you want to watch the Seahawks, they might have it there.
Don't bring the children. This DBs is not for the children.
Meaning what?
Don't bring the family.
No, what I'm saying is you could literally got to be 21 or older to get in, or is it just because it's crazy?
It's just a little bit crazy. I don't think it's a good environment for a child. I mean, no bar is a good environment for a child to be in.
No. But, I mean, what I'm saying is that there are places like Applebee's where you can watch a football game, but you still bring your family. But this isn't one of them.
No, the ladies there dress.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're
very scantily.
Right. And we're okay with that.
They're just fine with that.
Are there a few of them that need to go home and go upstairs and wait for their daddy to get home?
Yeah, and there's, there's just one there with just the greatest ass of all time.
Guy or girl?
Girl. We'll see you at DV's in Soulard. Thanks for jumping on board with this podcast thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange deal, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll do another one in a couple of days, and keep up to date with us on Twitter, Jeff1057. We got the Facebook just with my name there, and then our website where we're going to have links. We're going to have more pictures up, and our podcast twice a week at mythomandjeff.com.
Can you leave a message with us on there too?
You mean like an email?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'll ask Gadget Boy.
Thank you
very, very much to Gadget Boy for
all of his
all of his work and
if
whatnot.
You run a business or something and you're a fan of what we do, feel free to get a hold of us.
Yes. So we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you later.